What if true peace doesn't come from a quiet world but from a quiet mind? Think about it. Life is full of chaos, stress, noise, pressure, and unexpected change. But some people seem calm no matter what happens. How? What do they know that we don't? In this journey, we'll uncover the secret to thinking so clearly that nothing can shake you. We'll look into ancient wisdom, powerful ideas, and surprising truths that have been hidden in plain sight. The goal isn't to escape life, but to understand it so deeply that you no longer fear it. Let's begin. Most of us live inside a noisy mind. We react quickly. We overthink. We carry fear, stress, and past pain without realizing it. This mental fog keeps us from seeing things as they truly are. Our thoughts are shaped by what others taught us, by old memories, and by a fear of what might happen. It's like trying to look through a dirty window. Great thinkers like the Buddha and philosophers like Marcus Aurelius noticed this long ago. They saw that our suffering often comes from inside our own minds. They knew that to find peace, we first have to clear away the noise. Clarity begins when we notice the mess inside. Only then can we begin to clean it up. Real clarity comes from stillness, not the stillness of the world, but the stillness inside you. This kind of stillness doesn't mean your thoughts stop. It means you are no longer pulled around by them. You watch your thoughts, but you don't get lost in them. Ancient teachers in India, China, and Japan all discovered this. They taught that peace doesn't come from doing more, but from letting go. In Taoism, there's a saying called Wu Wei, which means effortless action, doing without forcing. When you stop fighting with your thoughts, when you sit with them quietly, something amazing happens. You begin to see clearly. That stillness becomes your power. What if you could see life without jumping to conclusions? What if you could stop judging everything? This is the next step. A clear mind doesn't label things as good or bad. It just sees. Like a mirror, it reflects what's there without changing it. Many wise teachers like Jiddu Krishnamurti said that real freedom comes when we stop trying to control or name everything. When you watch your anger, fear, or stress without trying to fix it, you start to understand it. And when you understand something deeply, it loses its power over you. The mind becomes calm and clear vision follows. Here's a powerful idea. You are not the voice in your head. We often think, I'm thinking these thoughts, so they must be me. But what if they're not? What if your thoughts just appear, like clouds passing through the sky? Spiritual teachers like Eckhart Tolle and ancient philosophers from India taught this truth. They said the real you is the awareness behind the thoughts, the quiet space that watches them. When you realize this, something shifts. You stop identifying with every fear, doubt, or worry. You begin to live from a deeper place, a place of peace that can't be shaken. So what is this deeper place? It's awareness. Awareness is the part of you that sees everything but is not affected by it. It's like the sky, always there, no matter what clouds pass through. When you live from awareness, you don't try to control life. You simply respond with clarity. You become like a calm lake that reflects everything clearly. Many monks, mystics, and even everyday people have found this place within themselves. It's not special, it's natural. We've just forgotten how to notice it. And when you remember it, nothing can shake you because you are rooted in something deeper than thought. Here's a twist. Even when your mind is clear, life won't always go your way. Clarity doesn't mean control. It means calm in the face of chaos. It means you see clearly, even when things are uncertain. The Bhagavad Gita, an ancient Indian text, says, "You have the right to act, but not to the results." This is the heart of real clarity. Some of the wisest people made hard decisions, faced storms and suffered losses, but they didn't break. They had clarity, and that made all the difference. In the end, the goal isn't to stop thinking. It's to stop being controlled by thoughts. When you live from your deeper awareness, you become like the center of a storm, calm, clear, and untouched. You respond wisely. You act with purpose. and no matter what happens, you don't lose yourself. This kind of clarity doesn't just help you survive life's chaos, it helps you see through it. So the question is, can you learn to live from that quiet place inside you? Can you become the one who is never shaken? Because the truth is, and that one has always been there, waiting for you to remember. Most people think they're thinking, but they're not. They're repeating, reacting, remembering. We live in a world full of noise, notifications, opinions, pressure. But when silence arrives, many feel lost. When failure comes, they break. When something unexpected happens, fear takes over. Why? Because the mind is always busy but not always clear. We believe we're in control. But deep down, most of our thoughts are habits, leftovers from childhood, worries passed down by others, patterns we didn't choose. Here's a hard truth. You were never taught to think. You were taught to follow. This is why we shake. We don't see things as they are. We see them as we fear they might be. Philosophers from the East like Lao Tzu and Zen, masters, spoke of a kind of strength that lives in silence. A stillness that doesn't collapse in chaos. Real clarity isn't about thinking more. It's about seeing without fear, listening without rushing, being still without panicking. So what does it really mean to think clearly? Clear thinking doesn't mean being smart, fast, or clever. It means being free. Free from the noise, free from the push and pull of emotion, free from the need to prove something. Clarity is when your mind becomes like a mirror. It reflects, but it doesn't hold on. Ancient wisdom tells us that clarity comes from awareness, not judgment. From seeing things as they are, not as we want them to be. The Stoics said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you respond that matters." Buddhists teach mindfulness, watching thoughts without getting caught in them. In India, sages like Ramana Maharshi asked a simple question: who is thinking these thoughts? That question itself clears the mind. Modern science agrees. When we observe our thoughts without reacting, the brain changes. The emotional center quiets down. The part of the brain linked to awareness lights up. So what is real clarity? It is not being right. It is being awake. When you're clear, you don't chase answers. You understand the question. You stop fighting your thoughts and start watching them. You stop trying to win. You start to see. But why is it so hard to stay clear? Because inside you, there's a quiet war. A war between who you really are and who you were trained to be. Since childhood, we're filled with beliefs. Some help us, many don't. Be good. Don't cry. Fit in. Be strong. Over time, we forget who we are under these layers. This creates what psychologists call the ego, a false self that wants to feel safe. But to stay safe, it avoids truth. It avoids discomfort. It avoids seeing clearly. You might think you're in control, but most of your thoughts are old programs, scripts written long ago. Think of your mind as a house, but many of its rooms were built by someone else. Parents, teachers, culture, trauma. In every moment, that mind is reacting, not to reality, but to memory. To think clearly, we must face these voices, ask, is this mine, Fai? Is this true? Carl Jung called this shadow work. Facing the parts of ourselves we hide. Science calls it neuroplasticity, the ability to rewire the mind. Ancient texts call it awakening. Whatever the name, the process is the same. See the false, and the truth will reveal itself. So how do we become free of this inner war? By training the part of us that watches, the silent witness, the still presence behind the thoughts. Every time you pause and observe instead of react, you feed the witness. This is the real revolution. Not outside, but inside. Eckhart Tolle tells the story of waking up from depression simply by seeing that his mind wasn't him. He said, "I cannot live with myself." Then suddenly realized, Who is the I and who is the myself? That one moment changed everything. In Vedanta they teach neti, meaning not this, not that. You peel away all that you are not, until only awareness remains. Science backs this too. Mindfulness changes the brain. The parts linked to fear shrink. The parts linked to focus grow stronger. It's like learning to watch the weather. Thoughts come like clouds, emotions like rain. But you are not the weather. You are the sky. But what happens when life truly tests us? When someone betrays us? When we lose everything? When the future disappears? This is where true clarity shines, or fades. Many great souls have walked through darkness and kept their clarity. Viktor Frankl survived the horrors of a concentration camp, but he said, "Everything can be taken from a man except one thing, the freedom to choose one's attitude." Nelson Mandela spent 27 years in prison. He came out not bitter,